Stop scrolling because if a woman has ever desired you and you didn't notice, this video will sting. But it will also change everything. Most men don't lose women because they're unattractive. They lose them because they miss the moment. And if you've ever walked away from an interaction later thinking, wait, was she actually into me? Then you already know exactly what I'm talking about. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to never miss it again. Listen carefully. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 3 unmistakable signs a woman shows when desire is already alive inside her, but you must stay until the 3rd sign. Because that one happens in plain sight, right in front of everyone, yet almost no man recognizes it until it's too late. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something honestly. How many times have you second-guessed a moment like that? How many times did you feel something, but talked yourself out of it? If this already resonates with you, take a second right now, like the video, and in the comments write, "I'm listening." That small action tells me you're ready to actually understand what most men never learn. My name is Sarah Jones, and what I'm about to share with you isn't manipulation, it isn't tricks, and it definitely isn't pickup lines. It's awareness. It's emotional intelligence. It's understanding a language that's always been there, but rarely explained in a way that men can truly recognize in real time. And here's the truth most people won't say clearly. The language of female desire is subtle. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It invites. It tests. It observes. When a man feels desire, it's usually direct, immediate, and action-oriented. But when a woman feels desire, it moves differently. She slows down, she creates space, she opens doors, and then she watches to see if you're capable of walking through them. This isn't a game. It's not manipulation. It's biology layered with emotional intelligence. For thousands of years, women had to be selective. Not just emotionally, but for survival. And that instinct hasn't disappeared. It evolved. So today, instead of bold declarations, desire often appears as quiet signals. Whispers instead of words. And those whispers are exactly what you're about to understand. Because once you do, something shifts. You stop chasing, you stop guessing, you start recognizing. Let's begin. Sign number 1. She touches you without a reason. This is the one most men dismiss. They laugh it off. They rationalize it. Oh, she's just friendly. But friendliness follows social rules. Desire doesn't always care about those rules. Think about this. Have you ever been in a conversation where she lightly touches your arm while laughing? Or she adjusts your sleeve, brushes something invisible off your shirt, or lets her hand rest just a second longer than necessary? That extra second, that's where everything lives, because a neutral touch is quick and functional. It comes and goes. But when desire is present, the body lingers. Not dramatically, not obviously, just slightly longer than it needs to. And here's what's fascinating. This happens before conscious thought. Her nervous system is responding before her mind fully processes it. It's not planned, it's felt. There's actual neuroscience behind this. When attraction activates, the brain looks for ways to tune in to the subtle connections. To create physical connection. Touch becomes a subconscious test, a way of asking, is this safe? Is this real? Do I feel something here? Now let me give you a real-life scenario. Imagine you're sitting next to her at a cafe. You say something funny. She laughs and her hand lands on your arm, but instead of pulling away immediately, she stays there for just a moment, maintaining contact. Most men either freeze, overreact, or ignore it completely. But the man who understands what's happening, he doesn't panic, he doesn't escalate awkwardly. He simply stays grounded, present, comfortable in the moment, because your response is the real test. Not whether she touched you, but whether you can handle that closeness without losing yourself. And that's what makes her feel safe enough to continue. Now let's move deeper. Sign number 2. Her eyes start speaking differently. Everyone talks about eye contact, but almost nobody explains what actually changes when desire is present. Because it's not about staring, it's about rhythm. When a woman feels attraction, her eyes don't just look at you, they communicate in patterns. She'll hold your gaze slightly longer than usual, then she'll look away, but not randomly, she looks down. And then, she looks back up. That downward glance is incredibly important. It's subtle, but powerful. Psychologically, it signals openness mixed with vulnerability. It's her way of saying, without words, I feel something, let's see what you do with it. And here's where most men get it wrong. Some get overly excited and rush in, breaking the tension completely. Others get nervous and look away too quickly. missing the moment entirely. But the man who understands this, he stays. He doesn't stare aggressively, he doesn't retreat. He simply holds the moment with calm confidence. And something interesting happens when you do that. Silence becomes meaningful. Have you ever experienced that pause? Where nothing is being said, but it feels like everything is being communicated? Tune in to the subtle connections. That's not awkwardness. That's tension. That's attraction testing its depth. And if you can sit in that moment, tune in to the subtle connections. Tune in to the subtle connections. Now, this brings us to the third sign, and I want you to pay very close attention here. Tune in to the subtle connections. Tune in to the subtle connections. Tune in to the subtle connections. This isn't a game. It's not manipulation. It's biology layered with emotional intelligence. For thousands of years, women had to be selective, because this is the one almost everyone misses. Sign number 3. She creates privacy. This is where desire becomes intentional. But it doesn't look obvious. It doesn't look dramatic. In fact, it often looks completely normal, almost practical. You're in a group setting, friends, colleagues, people around, and suddenly, something shifts. She suggests grabbing a drink, just the two of you. She asks you to come see something. She lowers her voice. She steps a little closer. Without making it obvious, she creates a small, invisible bubble around you. That's not coincidence. That's choice. Because before a woman allows anything deeper, emotionally or physically, she needs a sense of space, not isolation, not pressure, just enough privacy for something real to unfold. And here's the truth most men never realize. By the time she creates that space, she's already interested. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 She's already curious. She's already imagining what it could feel like. Now she's simply watching one thing. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 Tune into 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 the subtle connections. Will you meet her there? Or will you stay stuck in logic, politeness, and hesitation? And this is where so many moments die. Not because the attraction wasn't there, but because the response wasn't. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 Tune into 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 the subtle connections. The man who understands this doesn't rush. He doesn't overthink. He doesn't hesitate. He accepts the moment naturally, as if it's the most normal thing in the world, because to him, it is, and that's what makes the difference. Now I want you to pause for a second and really reflect on this. How many moments from your past suddenly make sense now? How many times did you think nothing was happening, when in reality, everything was already in motion? This isn't about regret, it's about awareness, because missing those moments doesn't mean you weren't good enough. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 It means no one ever taught you how to see them, but now you can. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 Now, when you notice a lingering touch, you won't dismiss it. When you see that soft downward glance, you won't question it. When she creates that private moment, you won't freeze. You'll recognize it, and recognition creates confidence. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you subscribe to the Female Signals. Tune in to the subtle connections. 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 Tune into 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 the subtle connections. This channel is about helping you understand attraction on a deeper level, without games, without fake strategies, just real psychological insight that actually works in real life. And before you leave, I want you to do one simple thing. Write this in the comments. I see it now, because when you put it into words, your brain starts to internalize it. It becomes real. It becomes something you'll actually notice the next time it happens, like the video if this helped you. Share it with someone who's still missing these signals, and remember this. you didn't miss those opportunities. Because you weren't attractive enough. You missed them because you didn't know where to look. Now you do, and once you see it, you can't unsee it.